Today's video should in theory be a simple one. This is an Electrolux Lite Electronic, Electrolux Lite Electronic Z1820 from 1989 to be precise. God, I've always liked the way the tools fit underneath. This belongs to Mr. James. This is the third machine that he gave me, along with the Hoover Turbo Power and Hoover Compact for this round of repair. And yeah, my brief's actually quite simple. Don't do anything with it, but get it working. What? Yes. Doesn't work. And that is apparently all we have to do. See if we're going to follow our brief or if we're going to get sidetracked. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, this is the second Electrolux Lite that I have had from Mr. James. Now this one I don't have in the tools. He said they're very boring. They are basically just Electrolux Dolphin tools, but with the 3-lug hose fitting on the end. Fair enough, that is cool. We do not need tools. This one though is an electronic version with the slidey power control. Not too bad. What plug do we have? We have a Larco plug. Very nice indeed. I mean, we also have a round flex. This was before Electrolux decided to use flat twin cable for absolutely everything by the looks of it. Nice cord rewind too. Underneath we have very okay condition crevice tool. Again, always check the crevice tool on a vacuum because it is more likely to have the most wear, although in this case dusting brush has certainly seen some use, although I don't know if that's all down to being used. It certainly looks like it is, or if because when it sits in the machine it pushes down against the bristles. And then we have possibly the worst and most horrible little upholstery tool I've ever seen. I've always hated these. I had a Lite as my daily. We had one when I was a child, and yeah, it was awful. To be completely honest, these are budget cleaners, although still a massive step above a budget cleaner from today. If we pop open the lid, inside we can see that it is not in the finest flush of youth. This is why I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to ignore Mr. James and give it a wash anyway, because problem with these is Electrolux like to shed carbon dust like it's going out of fashion. And yeah, bit of a pain really when you try to fix it. I can't let it go back dirty. If I'm in it, we may as well wash it. Who knows? Might not be fixable. Here we have a little post motor filter, little diffuser. Very nice, that sits there with its little cage like that, and that's it. We don't have a pre-motor filter, so there we go. Suppose we best test that it actually doesn't work, because I've only taken Mr. James's word for it that it didn't, and obviously this is the first I'm seeing of it, so we best double check. Yeah, that is very dead indeed. So the first thing that I'm going to do is find my multimeter and we'll have a look at the fuse. Start with the basics. I can't quite remember what Mr. James said he did for troubleshooting on this. I know he'd have tried to do the basics. Obviously, no, people don't just throw things to me because it's a simple fix. Oh no. Oh, this screwdriver is an iota too big as well. But yeah, there we go. And well, the wires aren't falling out, so that is a bonus. If we pop that there and see, yeah, nothing wrong with the fuse at all. I've said this before, it's never the fuse. If the fuse has blown, it's blown for a reason. And yeah, the fuse hasn't blown, so no surprises there. So I'll pop that back to, ow, stabbed myself in my multimeter. Pop that there. And then as I was expecting, really. Hence why I have my drill ready with the correct size bit, which is a T15 security. We'll take... Oh no, we want to keep this in. We'll start with this, because it's going to be a few layers. Oh, how do you come off? I don't want to pull the rubber seal completely off. There we go. Come on. I suppose what I should do is gingerly seal. Oh no, that has come off. Okay. There we go. Oh, lots of fluff. That's going to need a good old clean out in there. This is what sits underneath. Look, we have a very fluffy slide control. This bit lifts out. This provides the spring for both of the pedals. We'll put all of that there, and I shall hide the screws in case Felix decides to come downstairs from his little nap. May as well remove this as well, because yeah, we need to check everything really. Who knows what it is. I suppose we could start to check the switch. Put this back up here. Yeah. Like so you can see the screen. Switch works absolutely fine, so it's not that. Has anything on here gone pop? No, that all seems pretty much okay. This is where all the electronics sit, but they don't have a habit of blowing, so I can't imagine it's that. I presume we have a nice circuit through our speed control. Ooh. No. We don't, although I think the continuity test is probably not the right way to test that. I'd imagine I need an ohm checker. But we're not going to check for ohms at the minute. We're going to move all that wiring so that we can slip it out, because I'm going to say right now, I'm hoping that it's the suppressor that has gone. Electrolux are renowned for using suppressors that like to blow and, you know, cause the motor to not work. Oh, there's a third screw. There we go. And then with that there, we can push all this through and see a bit further down where we have ourselves a very familiar looking motor. Does our very familiar looking motor have a suppressor? It does. Is it blown? Well, it doesn't seem to be. I'm actually now checking the motor. The motor seems okay. Usually the RF suppressor is like melted. This one, there's still no continuity. And I've known them break even when they seemed fine. And I'm sure Mr. James would want me to take this off anyway. Who knows, really? I don't want to move it just yet because I don't think it's the problem. I've got a feeling that maybe something else is awry. Maybe it is something to do with this being so full of fluff that nothing is going its way. Another thing that we should check while we have that here is our cord reel. Rule that out. That's fine. Where's the other one? This pin to here. Ooh. We don't have any continuity on the neutral. Why don't we have any continuity on the neutral? Nothing seems broken. In fact, we can check again. Look, live. There's no neutral. Ooh. Maybe we should have a closer look at the plug. Hang on. I think it's the cable. It's certainly in the terminal, okay. But, I don't think you'll be able to hear it. But if we go neutral to neutral, there's nothing. Whereas, if we go from the cord reel, neutral to neutral, we have what we need. And yeah, so this isn't blown. I mean, it might blow when we turn it on, who knows, but certainly not at the minute. I think what I'm actually going to do is change the cable, because that's all I can really think is the problem. It seems very simple. All it is unscrew that, you know, malarkey it all out from there and fit the plug back on. So I'm going to do that first, because everything else seems okay. The motor spins fine, doesn't seem burnt out. I suppose we could also check the carbon brushes, couldn't we? Oh, where's a good place for you to see me take these out? Yeah. Whole thing's pretty manky. We should give it at least a good blowout, good airline before we put it back together. But hang on, got to fully move the tabs, otherwise the actual carbon itself gets caught as you bring it out. What I am seeing is that this machine has seen a fair bit of use. Oh, oh, okay, that's not coming out now. Oh, you're not even touching. Hello. Oh, maybe we have a couple of issues. No, I think that's fine. I think I'll just pull that out, but the carbon is stuck. So I'm going to bang a new cable on it, and then, well, we'll see if it erupts into a ball of flames or decides to work. There we go. We have ourselves a moulded, plugged grey cable, actually, fitted to the machine. It's an identical colour cable to the other one as well. So that's pretty cool. Get it back together and we'll see if it was actually the problem at all. A short while later, we have ourselves back together. But does it work? Well, it's turned on at the switch, I think. So all I should have to do is to pull our now moulded plug out, plug it in. That's all it was, folks. That is all it was. That's all it was. Something to do with a broken cable. Fantastic. There's one little job to do before we button it back up. Plug out for safety reasons. I have my little tin of electrical contact cleaner. Oh, already that just went really smooth. Fantastic. There's still a little bit of fluff in there actually, which could really do with a lot of fluff. Yeah. How do we get that out? Hang on. Close your ears. A massive chunk of fluff which I want to get out. Ah, there we go, look, there it is. You won't see that, but yeah, bit of fluff. Yeah, the most difficult part about that whole thing was getting all of the wires back into their place, and I think now it's together like this. No, I don't think I am going to take it all apart. Mr. James did say don't bother. He said he's not keeping it for long, just get it working so he can experience it and then he can sell it to somebody else, and that is fair enough. So we shall move these. Oh, how does this go on? Nah, got to line things up now. Oh, fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. And you're nowhere near. Ah, there we go. You move, you move, you move. So we'll pop our screws back into place. Like that, and I suppose we best blow out the worst of this. we can put this back on, although we haven't got any bags or filters or anything for it, we should have some suction. Fabulous. All I'm going to do now is pull the cable back out because I want it to wind itself in, nicely. It's the same length as the old Flex as well, which is good, and the plug fits in there very nicely indeed. So, there we go. You're right, I'm not going to wash it, I'm not going to take it apart. I don't think there's much point, but it now works. The power slider is clean, and Mr. James can enjoy it and then get rid of it himself, all because somewhere in this Flex there is a break, and I am going to take off the Larco plug and I'll keep that, but the rest of this is scrap. So there we go, little repair on a little Electrolux. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.